Hello everyone, this is Daughter Darkness bringing you another Kingdom Hearts video. Another speculation video about who will take the places of the 13 Darknesses and the 7 Lights. This will be an important part of Kingdom Hearts 3, the conflict between the 7 Guardians of Light and the 13 Seekers of Darkness. Here I will speculate who they will be. Some of these speculations are very far-fetched. There are points where I kind of have no idea who will possibly be there, so I sort of think of something that might be interesting and throw it in. There may obviously be new characters that we don't know about, the Lost Masters possibly. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so these are pretty obvious, the different forms of Zainul, Master Zainul, Xemnas, Ansem, Xigbar, Sykes, or Isa, whichever one it is, and young Zainul. They've been confirmed effectively with their appearances in Dream Drop Distance as 6 of the 13 Seekers of Darkness. Maybe a bit of doubt about young Zainul, there isn't really anything else to say about these though. Having not played Birth by Sleep, as you know, you saw my previous videos, I really don't know that much about Vanitas, or however you say it, but it seems that he would be a prime candidate for a position among the 13 Darknesses. He's worked closely with Zainul before, I understand, and is a very dark person generally. He's an important part of the Terra Aqua Ventus story as well, and I'm pretty confident that he will be one of the Darknesses for at least part of the game. Maybe he could trade Zainul or something. But yeah, I think this is pretty much a certainty. This is another one that might seem obvious. Another form of Xehanort, Terra Xehanort. But it may not be possible given the presence of Ansem and Xemnas, who are basically the heartless and the nobody of Terra Xehanort. So I don't know if all 3 of those can exist at the same time. With all the time travel stuff that was thrown into Dream Drop Distance, it could be possible, and there could be a lot of story elements of an internal conflict between Terra and Zainul. I'm pretty confident this will happen at some point, and it could lead to some interesting parts of Kingdom Hearts 3 if Terra Zainul is among the 13 Darknesses. Okay, so we've seen with Xigbar and Sykes that Xehanort is willing to use members of the previous organisation as well as Xemnas, but that's a bit different. These would probably be the best options of the 10 or so that remain of the organisation. They never betrayed the organisation or caused any problems for it, and they were pretty competent members as well. I think they are possibilities, but they're far from certainties. I have to say that from now on I'm running out of ideas, so I'm just throwing out my ideas of what would be probably very far-fetched ideas, but I think they would be interesting in the story if at least a few of them are there. It's almost impossible all 3 will be there, but anyway, here we go. Well, this would be a massive twist if this happened. He is assumed dead and he was a light person. It could happen that Master Ericus is one of the Darknesses. We saw from the teaser he and Zainul knew each other very well when they were younger. It is possible he will make an appearance in some form, maybe this form. It's an unlikely one, but it would be interesting if it happened, and it would cause a lot of problems among the lights, and yeah, it as I said, a bit far-fetched, but I'd like to see it happen. Okay, finally there's these. In Dream Drop Distance, Zainul planned to use Riku and then Sora to make his 13th Darkness. By the time of Dream Drop Distance, he'd collected together 12, and he just needed one final Darkness to complete his set. and he tried to use Riku and then Sora. It makes sense that as he couldn't get either of them, he might use another form of them. And the most likely candidates are Roxas and Riku Replica. Sora's Nobody and Riku's Replica. It's unlikely both will be there because of the nature of how they might be there, but having one of them is a possibility. Most people want to see Roxas in the game at some point. He's a very popular character. Maybe he could be playable at some point, I don't know. But he could be used for Darkness the same way they were going to use Sora somehow, even though Sora is one of the most liked characters in the game. It would be interesting in the story to maybe see his will fight against Zainul's control. He's reluctantly being a Darkness and he's trying to stop. That would be interesting. For Riku Replica, he just disappeared in Chain of Memories. We don't really know what happened to him. It is another possibility. It's possible, very possible I think, that one will be there, but very unlikely that both will be there. The lights are generally pretty obvious choices. The first six: Sora, King Mickey, Riku, Kairi, Aqua, Ventus. Those six are pretty much set in stone, I'd say. Terra isn't among these necessarily because of his link with Zainul. These six are all Keyblade wielders or even Keyblade masters. They're all fighting for the light at the moment. There's no reason to think at the moment that any of these won't make it in the lights, and chances are some of these will be playable characters, and I guess that pretty much all six of them are all but guaranteed to be among the 7 Guardians of Lights that there are. So with the lights, there isn't a huge amount of speculation about it except for that final slot, and I'm going to give it to Lee here. He wielded the Keyblade at the end of Dream Drop Distance, and you assume that he'll fight for the light, whether he's a guardian of it or not. It seemed pretty obvious that he would be among the 7 lights until we saw Kairi with her Keyblade at the end of Dream Drop Distance. This position is really balanced between him and Terra, I would say. I can't see how Terra can be released from Zainul before Zainul's defeated, though. So Lee seems at the moment to be more likely option for me. So that's pretty much it. My thoughts on who will make up the 13 Darknesses and the 7 Lights in Kingdom Hearts 3. Obviously a few are just complete wild speculation, and a few are almost certainly not going to happen. I mean, Luke Skywalker as a Guardian of Light seems unlikely. Who do you think the Guardians of Light and the Seekers of Darknesses will be? Please comment your ideas. Like the video if you did, subscribe for more Kingdom Hearts content, and thank you for watching.